Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Whitley and today we're talking about getting to the root of it. And what I mean by getting to the root of it, I mean let's attack our limiting beliefs this year. Let's really go after the things that we want, and the way that we can do that is first understanding why we feel like we can't have certain things. We want to focus on our belief systems and really work through them, work through our limitations so that we can grow and expand and we can evolve and we can feel worthy, first, of receiving our desires, and two, more importantly, going after them and knowing that we are capable. We can put our mind to things and really just get what we want. And then maybe sometimes you realize that what you want is someone else's dream and not your own. And so this is a reclamation process. This is reclaiming parts of your psyche and your well-being so that you can show up authentically integrated as the person that you want to be, who you've always been. You peel back the layers and you shave off beliefs that are not serving you, certain things that are keeping you caged and boxed in. And I'll provide you with an example. So I was watching something not too long ago, and there's a woman who really wanted to be in love. You know, she really wanted a good partner, and she said it could only come by these means. It could only come through this type of person. She had tried to date a certain type of person, and this is what she was referring to. In that moment, I just sat there and I felt really bad for her, because what I noticed was she was very closed-minded in regards to receiving love. It had to be like this. If it didn't, then she would feel ashamed and like she betrayed her culture by not staying within her culture. And the interviewer asked if she would date outside of her race, and that was the prompt. And this is when this came through, and it was like, I only date this certain type, and that's all I'm going to go after. And the interviewer was like, well, how has dating your type worked for you? Wouldn't you want to take the time to reflect, and do you think that you could have love outside of this culture or this type of person that you're going for? Because the evidence has shown you that it doesn't seem to be something that really is working for you. At what point do you extract the lesson so that you don't endure the pain anymore? That's not necessarily what the interviewer said. But to me, I just saw a whole bunch of limiting beliefs. It was reflected back to me so heavily. This lady was robbing herself from the opportunity to experience love and connection because she wanted to double down on staying with a certain type of person or attracting a certain type of person. There was no room for her to try something different, because her belief was, if I do this, then I will betray other people. I would betray this concept and this idea that is shared from my environment or from the people that I hang around or from wherever. But I saw someone struggling with the limiting belief, and it affected the quality of their life, and they were on TV crying about how they couldn't get love. And I was like, wow, these certain mindset shifts would really help this person go very far. But she wouldn't allow herself, so therefore she will be stuck in that limitation. And that is the overall point of this video. It's getting to the root of why we believe certain things and seeing if that truly honors us, or if it is really holding us in captivity, if it is really stunting our growth. Usually, when you get to the root of a lot of beliefs or limiting beliefs, it has its roots in childhood. If you're a fan of psychology and personal development, then you're well aware of the fact that up until about 7 or 8 years old, most of us are in a theta brainwave state. And so what that means is we're taking in everything like a sponge, and we're creating little files of memory in our subconscious mind as a form of reference. And depending on how significant something is, whether it's traumatic or it was a simple letdown, we create an entire story behind it. We create an entire meaning behind it. We give meaning to things as a form of being able to navigate the world. And while in childhood it serves its purpose, it becomes a crutch when you become an adult. It becomes a crutch when you suffer from arrested development. It becomes a crutch when you want to achieve certain things and you find yourself giving up, getting frustrated, not understanding why you won't allow yourself to have it. You really want change. And so the way to get to the root of a lot of your subconscious beliefs and programming is to first understand what a lot of these basic core wounds are. There's a list of core wounds that usually plagues a lot of us. And by knowing these, by taking the time to sit there and allow ourselves to reflect on the first time that we can recall that we experienced having that core wound develop, by getting to the story of it and learning to emotionally process its impact and effect on us, we gain awareness. And by gaining awareness, we're able to then make a choice on how we continue to allow it to affect us. And once that happens, you can choose whether or not you want to reprogram that belief by also highlighting extenuating evidence that really is proving that that is no longer. The goal of this is to clear our perception so that we're emotionally present, we're emotionally current to receive life as it is, so that when we get certain opportunities, we can not be triggered or not feel an overwhelming sense of shame storms or unworthiness, and we can see that that's what we want. We can take control and feel empowered and go after what we really want. One of the techniques that I do is I journal for emotional processing, and I go from the core wounds list, and I usually like to look at the 7 areas of life. I focus on the 7 areas of life, and I ask myself, where is this theme showing up in this sector of my life, and what capacity? Sometimes I'm able to complete it in a day, sometimes it takes a week or 2 weeks, or sometimes it takes longer than that. But the goal for me is to be able to maneuver through it and become emotionally current and see how I'm letting these certain energetic ties hold me back. And how can I sever the tie? How can I allow myself to be current in this moment? Because when we can get to the root of these beliefs, we can become all that we want to be. That's one of the ways that I personally think you can really overcome, self-limiting beliefs, is understanding the why, understanding how it even formed, and what got you there, why it even occurred, what was in its formation. The way to work through it is, once you gain awareness of it, then you make the choice. You decide that this is no longer going to be your reality. You're going to show up differently. You're going to show up in a way that you want to show up, and in a way that you think is best for you. The goal of this is for us to live a more fulfilled and authentic life. I hope you have found value in this message. Please comment, like, subscribe for more. I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you so much.